he has that fearsome reputation, but say I remember, having a bit of a laugh, and but when it was serious, and sometimes even as a young kid, you used to go and train with the first team at United, and you used to sometimes dread, please don't put me in Roy's team, because you were thinking, if I give the ball away here, I'm going to have Roy Keane on my case here. You're thinking, put me in with like Giggs or Beckham or somebody else, but don't put me in Roy. You're looking around to see who's handing, the coach handing the bibs out. To see if you got a bib, you're looking around hoping that Roy doesn't have a bib. But say he had that. People say when he was at United, he was the manager on the pitch, which he was, and I still think he's still so much to offer as a coach. And eventually as a manager, obviously he's down working with Martin O'Neill. He was at Aston Villa for a little bit. He's had sort of little spells, but he's so much to offer. And I know even when he speaks now, he speaks really well. He knows what he's talking about. And he took Sunderland from the bottom of the Championship to the Premier League. So
it's interesting you talk about your heart going and stuff like that, going on to play at Old Trafford, and you're throwing things in like, and Beckham across the ball to me, and I hit the crossbar, and Giggs was there, and Scholes and Cantona and Keane. You mix it with the very best. But highlights of your club career, it was nice to play for Man United, but what were the highlights of your club? And you had plenty of clubs. So what was the highlights?
Plenty of clubs, and people always said that they didn't always perform at club level the way I did at international level. And still, they said. Roy says to me one night I was playing for Sunderland, and I think he actually took me. I don't know whether he took me off at half time or shortly after half time, but he got fired into me at half time. It wasn't one of them where I'm bringing Dave and I'll go easy on him. He called me in at half time, and I'd been away with the national team like 10 days before. I think I probably scored, and coming back to Sunderland, and then Roy's nailing me in front of the boys saying, "Oh, why don't you run about like you run about for Northern Ireland? You run about there like a madman, you score all the goals." He says, "I want to see more pies." So I was like, okay, I think it was about 5 minutes in the second half, then I'm taking me off. He says, "You're not giving me, maybe I should get you, a green shirt to wear under your red and white Sunderland one." So